World. I wanted to come to you today. I normally am very quiet. Um, I've spoken with so many presidents, vice presidents, head leaders, prime ministers, Senate, Congress, all around the world. This has to do with our islands all throughout Oceania and the Kingdom of Hawaii. I was a political prisoner for 15 years and had to get out, and had written to President Obama between 5 and 7 times. Nobody ever came to help me. I had written to the International Criminal Court. They know exactly what's going on. I've met with so many people. A lot of people know exactly what's going on here when it comes to our islands. Pardon my nails, it's a tremendous stress on myself. Let me just go down the list and start naming these people that I've met with. That way, because if anybody sees my face, which normally I'm private, then they will exactly know what's going on. Jim Acosta, David Axelrod, Roger Axel, Alan Arakawa, who is the president of the mayor of Maui, Pat Buchanan, Bob Beckel, Haley Barber, David Brooks, Michael Bloomberg, John Bolton, Jeff Bezos, Senator John Bassaro, Rob Bishop, Stephen Bannon, John Brennan, John Bonifield, the CNN supervising producer, Paul Begala, Richard Blumenthal, Sidney Blumenthal, Michael Cohen, David Korn, John Cohen, Stephen Chu, Tim Clemente, Bernard Carvalho, Ed Case, Ash Carter, John Corwin, James Clapper, Robert Costa, James Comey. I've met with leaders from China, Turkey, Jordan, Israel, UK, Russia, the United States. This isn't funny anymore. My life, as many as millions of people have been affected by this. It's an international coup to try to change all the monarchies of the world, and therefore they do away with all the monarchies. Ash Carter, Senator John Corwin, I already read those. Jeremy Corbyn. Jeremy, you know who you are. Mario Cuomo, Tim Cole, Bob Corner, Gerald Connolly, excuse me, Tim Clemente, Alan Dershowitz, Jeff Denham, and not the comedian either, Joseph Denham, Lenny Davis. Lenny, you know who you are. Martin Dempsey, Jamie Dimon, Dick Durbin, Ron DeSantos, Mike Emanuel, Jeffrey Epstein, Steve Forbes, Ronan Fowler, Ken Fisher, Ari Fleischer, Tim Fenton, Michael Flynn. I've written to Dianne Feinstein when I was being human trafficked as a political prisoner, and she scooted the paper underneath the rug. Funny that she did the same thing for Dr. Ford also, yeah? Rick Grinnell, Luis Gutierrez, Newt Gingrich, Bob Gates, Lindsey Graham, Richard Goodstein, Major Garrett, Cory Gardner, Chuck Grassley, John Garamendi, Sebastian Gorka, Richard Grinnell, Bob Goodlatte, Louis Gomez, pardon me if I mispronounce your name, Hogan Gridley, Chuck Hagel, Steny Hoyer, Chris Hayne, Orrin Hatch, and Philip Hammond, Michael Horowitz, Steve Holmberg. He's the CEO of the Island Group. Ed Henry. Met with Governor Ige. Told him exactly my situation. He didn't want to do anything about it. Why? Because he's up in Washington Place at my family's place. And no wonder he doesn't want to get out. It's really nice up there. Jim Inhofe. Daryl Issa. Boris Johnson. Senator Ron Johnson. Gary Johnson. The list goes on and on. Billy Kenoy. God bless you, Billy. I hope you get better soon. Henry Kissinger. Yeah, Henry Kissinger, huh? Larry Kudlow. Robert Kraft. Justice Anthony Kennedy. I've met with all these people face to face. This isn't a joke. General John Kelly, Angus King, Charles Kirk, Jack King, Bill Kristol, Republican Stephen King, John Kasich, Corey Lewandowski, Josh Lederman, Patrick Leahy, Charles Lane, Senator Mike Lee, Mike Lieberman, Senator James Langford, Doug LaMalfa. Funny that I get Christmas cards from Doug every year, huh? But yet he never seemed to help me. What is really going on here, you guys? Jack Lowe, Jeffrey Lurie, Jeffrey Lord, Sergei Lavrov. God bless you, Sergei. You're a great guy. We need to figure out what's going on here. Robert Lindsay, Mark Levin, Mitch McConnell, Andy McCabe, General Mattis, Ernie Martin, Ernie over in Oahu, Bob Massey. Boy, he loves those properties, doesn't he? Not in our islands. Senator Markley, Robert Mueller, Robbie Mook. Yeah, funny that he was working with Hillary, huh? Rupert Murdoch, Thomas Massieu, Pardon me if I mispronounce your name. Kevin McCarthy, sorry. Steve Mnuchin. Yeah, Treasury Steve Mnuchin. General Mark Miley. Senator Jeff Markley. Dr. James Mitchell. Stephen Moore. General Robert Neller. Devin Nunes. Gerald Nadler, pardon me. And if I mispronounce your name, you already know who you are. When you see my face, you know exactly who you are. Rob O'Neill. God bless you, Rob. You're a great guy. Reince Priebus. Nice guy. Bill Press. Not impressed at all, Bill. John Podesta. I tell you, it's like I've had it with these people. Seriously. This dog and pony show, as my chaperone said, which God bless him, he passed away June 29th of 2016. He said this is a dog and pony show and it's a witch hunt, which I notified Donald Trump about that. And also it's the finest game of Wag the Dog that you've ever seen. And by the way, that's a movie that came out, and if you want to take a look at that, then you can see exactly what's going on in today's age with everything. George Papadopoulos, met with him too. Dennis Prager. Leon Panetta. Yeah, Leon. Real nice guy. Charles Payne. It seems like he's the only one that calls us the Kingdom of Hawaii, as we should be called, because this is not the United States. We are a kingdom. Carter Page. Rob Porter. James Pruitt. Mike Pompeo. Ron Paul. Karl Rove. Ned Ryan. Rod Rosenstein, John Richardson, Ronald Dumsford, Donna Rumsfeld, excuse me, Ronnie Reagan Jr., yeah, Ronnie Reagan, nice guy you are. Justice Roberts, I think I already brought him up. James Rybicki, pardon me if I'm mispronouncing your name, or any of these names for that matter. John Radcliffe, Mike Rogers, director of the NSA. Let's see here. Who else? Chuck Schumer, Adam Schiff, Jeff Sessions. Funny that Jeff just left, yeah. And funny that Anthony Kennedy just left also. Curtis Stone, Bernie Sanders, Joseph Suki, Matt Schlapp, Gary Smith, Kurt Schlitzer, Mark Sanford, Senator Tim Scott, Steve Schmidt, Chris Steiwalt, Buck Saxon, George Soros, George, Enough of the Games, Anthony Scaramucci, Ben Shalom, Larry Sabato, Ben Sass, David Allen, Turpin, Mark Thelen, Mark Thiessen, T-Rex Tillerson, Jonathan Turley, John Tooney, Mark Thornburg, Chuck Todd, Mark Takai, John Wyhay, George Will, Harvey Weinstein, Christopher Rye, Sheldon Whitehouse, Bob Woodward, Byron York, Ryan Zinke. These are just the name of the few people that I've met with. I've met with over 420 of these head leaders from around the world. So when it comes to the stealing of our islands, of our kingdom, America just came in and took over. America went to the United Nations and said that we wanted to be part of the United States. We never wanted to be part of the United States. The reason I know about this is because of my ancestry, because I tied to the James Campbell, the Bishop, the Kawananakoa lines. And all of this has been a schmooze for the whole entire world. When it comes to China taking over the Spratly and Parasol Islands, that's in my family. So when it comes to Oceania, we ought to have those waterways. We ought to have those rights. When it comes to TMT, the telescope being built up on the Mauna, we don't want a telescope up there. Why? A lot of scientists say that it's great, but the thing is that when it comes to our water, we rely on that water off the mountain, off of Mauna Kea and Mauna Loa. So none of these telescopes should be built because it's destroying the water here on our islands. I'm besides myself. I really am. I've lost years of sleep over this, and it's not funny. I need to have Congress, Senate get together and release these islands, the titles to the rightful owners, and I need you to do it quickly before you leave December 1st. My telephone number, you guys should already have it. My email is hawaiianmonarchy@yahoo.com. My telephone number, I've given it to you several times. I don't know if who's putting it underneath the rug, who's not getting the message to Donald Trump. Excuse me, President Donald Trump. But this really needs to get fixed now. Enough of this. I'm not taking this anymore. So it's already embarrassing that I have to come out with all these names. I've waited beyond so many years to have another meeting with these people, and I've met with them all face to face. So with them and taking over our islands and acting like we're part of the United States and having this lie continue, I'm not going to have it anymore. It's ridiculous, and I don't know what else to say except this needs to be fixed now. There's a lot more names, so I expect this to be fixed within the next 2 days. I expect Tillerson, Mattis, Pompeo, everybody get a hold of me. I've already written Mike Pompeo. Nobody wants to call me back. Everybody wants to act like we don't exist out here in the islands. We do exist. I have a great interest in these islands. I have a great interest in the properties. I have a great interest in the waterways and what happens to our oceans. I spoke up at the Paris Climate Change and talked about that, about our islands out here. So something really needs to be done. And pardon me for not having any makeup on or whatever, but I wanted you guys to see me in my full glory and know that I don't have anything to hide out here. So without further ado, I thank you very much, and please give me a call, and I expect to see you out here on the Big Island fast. Mahalo.